Namaskaram friends. So in this video, I am going to talk about SEWA, Self-Employed Women Organization. This organization is first started by Ila Bhatt. Okay, and why this is important? Because nowadays we know that there are many problem or cases by the women in rural areas as well as in urban areas. In rural areas, problem is most worse because in rural areas most of the women do not have a financial access. That means independently they do not earn their money so that they invest their money wherever they want. They depend for money to their male husband to their I'm sorry, for their husband or for their children, for other members of the family, but independently. How rural women do not have much more money. In urban city, women are working in corporate sector, in many organized and non-organized sector, unorganized sector. So they have some amount of money which they can use or invest where they want. But in rural areas, very few women who are involved in, let's say, field activity or in agriculture or in cooperative society have some money. That's why this organization is very important, because this is employed women organization. That's women are self-employed. Women have much more money. If women have money, it is benefited the society on a large scale, because if women have a money, they invest it wherever they want, and they invest on their children health, education of the family, for the good practices. For example, it is in a data, it is found that if male member of a family have a money, they invest their money on, let's say, alcohol, on drugs, on other, you can say, non-social activity. But if women have a money, they invest on a good things like on health, on education, on nutrition, okay, or on overall growth of the family. That's why this issue is very, very important. Okay, and you can clearly see in my background, our President Pranab Mukherjee give Padma Shri or Bhushan or any award to Ila Bhatt for their contribution in developing the SEWA institution. So now we are going to talk about very briefly about SEWA, what it is, what's its role and its significance in the development of the country as well as overall empowerment of the women. So SEWA, Self-Employed Women Organization, was set up by Ila Bhatt in 1972. Okay. SEWA was born out of the Textile Labor Association, TLA. This SEWA is born out of the Textile Labor Association, remember, very important. And this TLA is founded by the Ansuya Sarabhai and Mahatma Gandhi in 1920. So SEWA is born out of the TLA, Textile Labor Association, and this TLA is founded by the Ansuya Sarabhai and Mahatma Gandhi in 1920. Remember, SEWA is founded in 1972, but TLA is founded in 1920. That means after 52 years after the TLA, SEWA is formed. But it could not register as a trade union. SEWA could not register as a trade union until 1972, because its member did not have an employer and were thus not seen as a worker. Because SEWA have do not employer who is considered as a, you can say, give employment to the worker of that organization, and were thus not seen as a workers. That's why it is not registered as a trade union. But in 1972, it is registered as a trade union. As early as in 1974. After 1972, it got the status of trade union. So in 1974, SEWA Bank was established to provide a small loan to poor women who have no money. So SEWA provides a small loan to poor women, an initiative that was recognized by the International Labour Organization as a microfinance movement. So SEWA Bank, movement of SEWA Bank is recognized by the International Labour Organization. It is very important, because if any international level organization recognizes these types of initiatives, so it is very important for the overall motivating other women to establish these types of organization for the overall development of the women in different parts of the world. So if anything is recognized on the international level, it show the part to the other people who try to, you can say, try to build any institution for the development of marginalized sector. It is where women, or you can say other people who are suffering from other problems, it may be children, it may be men also. So this give a path, or this give a motivation to other groups also. So remember, SEWA Bank is recognized by the ILO as a microfinance movement. So three important points. In 1972, it is established by Ila Bhatt. It is a born out of the TLA, which is formed by the Ansuya Sarabhai and Mahatma Gandhi in 1972, and until 1972 it not got the status of trade union because its members are not considered as a worker because it has no employer. But in 1974, a small SEWA bank is not small. SEWA bank was established to provide small loan to the poor women, an initiative that was recognized by ILO as a microfinance movement. So very, very important. Remember each and every point. And in this picture, you can clearly see self-employed woman, and this is the logo of SEWA. So remember, very, very important point. Till 1972, not got the status of trade union because it is not considered. It has no employer, and its workers, its members are not considered as a workers. But in 1974, SEWA Bank was formed, and it is recognized by the ILO as a small microfinance movement. Okay, and it is born out of the international trade. I'm sorry, what is it? TLA, Textile Labor uh, Textile Labor Association. It is born out of Textile Labor Association, which is formed in 1920 by Ansuya Sarabhai and Mahatma Gandhi. So very, very important data and points. So now we are going to solve one question based on SEWA. To consider the following statement regarding self-employed women association. Women association. The first statement is SEWA is a trade union that promotes the right of a low income independently employed female workers. Yes, very much true. It is affiliated by the Union Ministry of Labor and Employment. No, it is born out of the Textile Labor Organization, TLA. So it is not affiliated by the Union Ministry of Labor and Employment. This one is wrong. SEWA Bank was established to provide small loan to poor women, an initiative that was recognized by the International Labour Organization as a microfinance movement. Yes, this one is correct. That means statement 1 and statement 3 is correct. So our option is B. Just check we are on the right path or not. So we are on the right path. That means option B is correct. So from this small topic, you can think of many questions. First one is it is born out of TLA. This one is important. This TLA is formed in 1920 by Mahatma Gandhi and Ansuya Sarabhai. So all these 3 points about TLA. Who found the SEWA? Ila Bhatt. In which year? 1972. Till also remember till 1972 it is not recognized as a trade union. Why? What is the condition of it? Because it has no employer and its workers are not considered as a employees. Okay, so everything is important. Anyone can trap you in any of the data, and uh, you can indirectly put a wrong option to your bubble, to your OMR sheet. So I hope you love this video, you enjoy this video and gain some perspective, some knowledge out of it. So very, very important topic, SEWA, remember. Okay, so namaskaram, thank you.